Welcome to 50 Ways to Succeed at Work, where you hear stuff about ways to succeed even the most well-intentioned colleagues, advisors, careers officers and HR departments may never get around to mentioning. I want to tell you about a McDonald's worker, Mike Waite. He's a real person, not an invention. One day Mike felt he'd had just about enough of everyone's judgmental criticism, so he used social media to protest that there's more to people who work at the fast food chain than, "Can I take your order?" At the time, Waite was slogging away at a McDonald's in Scotland. He claimed that after spending nearly 50 hours there weekly, he understood what it was really like to work for the company. In his social media protest, he explained why he did the job and why others like him worked in the restaurant. And why not? Not because I have no aspiration, motivation or intelligence, but just the opposite, because in a few months, like a great number of people, I'll be going back into higher education. Today's episode of 50 Ways to Succeed at Work is about support staff like Mike and those sometimes invisible colleagues who keep offices humming smoothly. People like secretaries, receptionists, cleaners, janitors, and maintenance staff. For instance, Eunice is a housekeeper for a property company, and her tasks make the building operate for everyone, not just the office cleaning. For example, she arranges the post and mail, deals with inquiries and visitors, arranges the tradespeople and supply deliveries, and keeps records or logs at the property. Like Eunice and others in support roles, they may not appear mainstream, yet their contribution can help make others look good. Despite being out of the limelight, their contribution can matter more than many other employees might care to admit. You've probably come across the famous story of the NASA toilet attendant asked by US President Kennedy, "What do you do here?" He replied, "I'm helping to put a man on the moon."
That's one small step for man.
Or consider Elaine, working in a large central office with the fancy title of barista officer. She runs a counter serving 12 forms of coffee and a range of snacks. When people gather around her stall, she can't help acquiring all sorts of news and information. She's one of the more reliable contributors to the office grapevine. When Elaine went into hospital for a minor operation and no one replaced her, people missed her service and were heartily glad when she returned. As one colleague put it, "Without one of Elaine's early pickups, I'd hardly function after midday." If you work in an office, do you know the support staff? For example, do you know anything about them, apart from perhaps their name? Elaine, for example, has the ear of the organization's CEO. He loves to drop by for a coffee and a chat. He learns all sorts of stuff that may help to resolve specific issues. If you want to succeed at work, support the supporters. Be someone who gives them proper recognition, treating them with respect as part of the organization's overall team. So what actions am I suggesting? First, show an interest in your support colleagues, no matter how mundane their job may seem to you. Second, recognize some of their challenges and see if there's any way you can help, for example, by giving them time and even offering advice. Third, be willing to build a relationship, not take them for granted, and offer praise where possible. And my final takeaway from all this? Support your supporters. It may benefit you and the organization more than you ever expect. You've been listening to an episode of Andrew's 50 Ways to Succeed at Work. For more episodes, subscribe free to my regular weekly podcasts. You can catch up on past ones at the 50ways.site, where you can also become a foundation member with access to e-learning units, transcripts, further reading links, and the forum where you can ask questions, share problems, and join a growing community of people who seriously want to succeed at work. Thanks for listening, and bye for now until next week.